Three, two.
It's about drive. It's about power.
We stay hungry. We devour.
Put in the work. Put in the hours.
And take what's ours.
Back in some woe in my veins.
I don't remember the rest of
Yeah,
the song
I
from there.
forgot, yeah.
Something about Rocket was strange.
Yeah.
And it's not Doctor Strange.
No, not Doctor Strange.
That's Tech Nine's label. Strange Music.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Hey, shout outs to Terramana for sponsoring this video. Just kidding. We're not sponsored by Terramana. But anyways, hello everybody and welcome back to the Coworkers podcast. I'm your host, Joshua.
And I am Regan. Josh,
And,
did you know that there was this, like, I don't know what it was, this event for like the Rock's new movie Red Notice.
Okay.
That's on Netflix.
Yeah.
And when he was talking, I guess someone asked him like about the rap, about what we just that rap, and he started going. He started like rapping it, right?
Oh,
dude,
Jesus.
The crowd,
He did a live performance.
The crowd went wild, bro.
I bet they did.
It was insane. It was insane.
It's pretty funny. Speaking of The Rock, did you hear about Vin Diesel's plea to get The Rock back into the last Fast and Furious movie?
My brother.
He's like, he
I
said,
promised Pablo that we would do this together.
He said, Dwayne, my little brother. Little brother? Have you seen some of the pictures on Vin Diesel's fucking Instagram? Motherfucker looks like he's a Michelin man.
Oh my god.
He be doughy. But anyways, I think it's funny that like they use some jank ass Photoshop picture where like it's Vin Diesel and The Rock like looking at each other, right? So I'm like Fast Five.
Yeah.
But then like it looks like you could see like the cutouts of like around Vin Diesel because he looks bigger than The Rock, and it's so wild. It's the funniest thing I've ever.
I hope The Rock
read.
says yes.
I hope so too, just so we can get some content. You know, what do you want from me?
So I guess we're just gonna start it off with what we watched this past however long we were gone.
It's about
for.
like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, bi-weekly.
Yeah, I was in Hawaii, so I was
My man's was
gone.
limited up,
Chilling, relaxing, yeah.
eating
but
poke
oh, dude,
every single night.
don't
I just kept on
get
getting.
me started.
I just kept on getting
Don't get me
pictures of
started.
fish.
But yeah, actually, before like the night before I left for Hawaii, I watched this movie with my family. It's called Home Sweet Home Alone.
Oh yikes!
The newest entry into the Home Alone franchise, if you can call it that.
Highly anticipated.
Highly anticipated.
Let
Starring.
me ask you this real quick. Is it a Christmas movie?
Yeah,
I'm fairly certain Home Alone, the first one's a Christmas movie.
Dude, they're all Christmas movies.
I'm pretty. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all Christmas movies. But this one stars Archie Yates from Jojo Rabbit.
Yep.
And he's as charming as ever. You know, I was gonna shit on this, like just like rant about this film, but someone gets shot with pushpin Nerf darts in the face, so I think I'm willing to give it a pass.
All right.
Just, you know,
respectable.
It's whatever. It's you know, it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
What do you rate it? C for Christmas.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. C for Christmas. And then on the plane right there,
God.
you know, it's a 5-hour flight, but you know what? I was able to watch some movies. You know what I mean? Shout out to Southwest and their free movies. But prior, I had downloaded a few on HBO Max just so I can watch it. And you know, Josh has been haranguing me about watching this film. And I finally watched Blade Runner 2049.
In the most ideal way possible. On a plane next to the turbine.
Dude, I was next to that motherfucker, bro. That shit was like, that shit was whirring, bro.
Yeah, it was going, bro.
Yeah, but there's a lot of turbulence.
It fooled Regan. He thought Hans Zimmer sampled the fucking jet turbine.
Yeah, there's a lot of turbulence. But I liked Blade Runner 2049. I thought it was great.
Man, now you gotta watch it with some home
dude.
with some big ass speakers.
Yeah.
That shit goes in,
bro. Dude, let me tell you something. That flight was packed, bro. And mind you, I was sitting on the aisle seat, and there are people behind me, and there are some scenes in Blade Runner 2049
there are.
I had to like put my phone face down or like hide it.
It's funny that you say that because I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And it's one of the most impressive scenes in the movie.
Oh yeah.
It's one of my favorites. Not for the reason you guys are thinking, okay? For any Blade Runner fans out there, it's not because of that. But it's because of the visual effects on display. I thought that shit was so insane.
It's great. I'm gonna rewatch it for sure.
Yeah. Then we can have a full-blown discussion on it because I really want to have a deep dive with you. Whenever you watch it, tell me. Dude, I watched this movie maybe like once every like couple months. So
Damn. Okay.
I will watch it again.
Yeah. Well, I liked it. Well, based off like initial viewing, I think I'm sitting at like a B+.
What is the flight impression?
B+ or an A-.
Yeah, let's go.
And then on the flight back, I watched Nobody.
We could talk about that,
dude. Nobody's a lot of fun, dude.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, like,
I'm surprised.
Like if I'm being real, like I don't think there's anything that I have to say about it. Like there's like not a lot I have to say about it, but
yeah,
overall, I just think it's a fun time.
Do you know about the director's prior movie, Hardcore Henry?
Oh, isn't that
it's
like
an action movie that takes place in
first
like first person,
yeah,
the entire thing. It's like that's a cool like concept, but Nobody has a bit more of like it keeps like that playful tone, not serious nature of Hardcore Henry, but puts the forefront in focus a character played by Bob Odenkirk. He actually does like a pretty good job like playing this kind of guy who's like out of his element a little bit because he hasn't been like doing jobs for a long time.
He's a little older now. He's a little older.
Yeah, he wanted to live a quiet life. It's like Dad Rock John Wick.
Yeah.
And speaking of dads, Christopher Lloyd's surprise appearance, blasting that guy.
That was
with
a lot
shotgun.
of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. I was pleasantly surprised with it. Like it's like John Wick if it was a lot more comedic.
Yeah.
In like a not self-serious kind of tone. Because like with as the John Wick movies get further along, it's kind of like I'm losing my suspension of disbelief because I start thinking about like the logistics of this assassin world, and I'm just like, this is a bit much.
Yeah.
But Nobody's just like CIA operative. He's old. He's out of his element. Now let's go watch him kick ass.
Yeah,
and it's just funny.
Yeah, someone stole his kid's watch. Now he has to go, get it.
The kitty cat watch.
The kitty cat watch or whatever. But it's a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed it. The action scenes were great. I think Bob Odenkirk.
The bus scene is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
He fucked those guys up. That shit was crazy.
Oh, yeah. And then the next movie I saw was Boogie. The directorial debut of God, his name is hold on, let me see. Eddie Huang.
Yes.
The chef, TV personality, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of excited for this movie when it was announced because Pop Smoke is in it. I don't know if you know who Pop Smoke is.
Yeah, the rapper.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace. Yeah, it's not that good of a film.
Damn.
Unfortunately, and
it's a drama, kind of.
Yeah,
comedy drama.
Yeah, coming of age ish drama.
Okay.
Where I almost feel like it takes itself way too seriously, which is the unfortunate part. And I think it's just there are a lot of great ideas, right, about like being an Asian American and being a Chinese American and your parents' expectations for you and like what you're supposed to be and whatnot and all that. And I like that. Like, okay, that's a good idea. Let's see where it goes. Doesn't really go anywhere because it gets kind of muddled by all these just useless like parts of its story, which is weird.
Interesting.
I don't know. It's just
you said it was his debut, right?
Yeah, Eddie Huang's directorial debut.
Did he write it also?
I'm not sure.
I'm
not sure. It's just I don't know. It's just a very messy movie. I feel like if it was more what's the word we're looking for? Coherent, yeah. Okay. More coherent and had more of like a thesis, like a central thesis to it.
Like a foundation,
yeah.
Yeah,
I think I think it would have worked a lot better.
All right.
And then I saw the Steven Soderbergh's newest movie, No Sudden Move.
Oh yeah. That has isn't Mahershala Ali in it or no?
No. It's got Brendan Fraser in it. Brendan Fraser's in it. Yeah. Don Cheadle's in it.
Yes.
Benicio del Toro's in it. Matt Damon's in it. Oh my God.
Pretty stacked cast.
Yeah, her name is escaping me. The girl, the woman from Uncut Gems.
Oh.
Yeah, she's in it.
God, now
David Harbour's in it.
Now her name's escaping.
Yeah, star-studded cast.
Fox.
Yeah, Julia Fox.
There we go.
But I think it's a pretty great like a crime thriller.
Isn't the premise like they're trying it's like Don Cheadle is from what I remember from the first trailer that I watched is that like there's a hit that happens, like a heist or something like that, like they're trying to steal something, and Don Cheadle's like watching like this family, like keeping them hostage.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then something happens, like and then like the job gets botched essentially.
Pretty much,
And
yeah.
they gotta figure out like what happened.
Yeah, and it's this whole like web of lies type of film.
I see.
Where it's like pieces and peels of like this crime this like heist that they're trying to do keeps getting peeled away, and like things keep getting revealed. But I think it's a very interesting film. I think I need to rewatch it.
Have you seen any other Soderbergh movies?
No.
Do you know about I think it's his last movie called Logan Lucky?
I've seen the trailer.
I wanted to ask you if No Sudden Move is like a 100% like a serious movie, or if there's like a comedic edge, because
there's a slight comedic edge.
Because Logan Lucky is straight up like it's a crime comedy movie, because the two main characters are played by Adam Driver and Channing Tatum.
Right. Isn't Daniel Craig in it?
He is, and he puts on the if you think his accent in Knives Out is crazy, it's even crazier in Logan Lucky.
Nice.
But that's a really funny movie. You just reminded me about it.
Yeah.
I watched it in theaters. Dude, that was the year of Take Me Home Country Roads, the John Denver song.
Yeah.
Because like three or four properties that came out that year all utilized Take Me Home Country Roads. It was Alien Covenant, Logan Lucky, and this video game called Fallout 76. Three radically different fucking things, all centered around Take Me Home Country Roads. And the best one out of all of them is Logan Lucky. It's really good. Adam Driver's character is so like, he's really fun. He's such a talented actor. And so is Channing Tatum. He has a great comedic bone in his body. He's really really good at that.
Oh yeah.
And I recommend you watch it. It's a really easy watch, and like I think it's a funny juxtaposition, because you watch something kind of serious, and then you essentially watch like Southern hillbillies like fumble around and try to commit a heist on NASCAR. It's fucking crazy, but it's really funny.
Interesting. All right, I'll check it out. I haven't seen much Soderbergh movies.
Yeah, neither have I. I know I might be confusing him with Aaron Sorkin, but I know they're mainly known as writers,
Yeah, I think so.
I think Soderbergh and Sorkin are more so writers, even though they have been breaking into the directorial circuit, you know, as of lately.
Well, apparently, according to his filmography, he's made a shit ton of movies, like left and right, like back to back almost. So, yeah, No Sudden Moves. I would suggest you watch it. It's
Is it on HBO Max?
Yeah.
Okay,
it's on HBO Max.
I'll go give it a watch.
And then the other film I saw was King Richard.
Will Smith.
I really, really like this movie.
Nice.
I think if for nothing else, it's, I mean, for the most part, Will Smith deserves a fucking Oscar for this, because he's just great. I think like in terms of the character, I know it's based off of a real person, but in terms of the character, it's like almost this unlikable motherfucker. And, projecting like his ideals on his daughters, or like what he wants his daughters to be. But, his drive, his passion, the fact that he wants his daughters to live a better life than him, and like the situation that they're in, it's like, yeah, like I commend this character for doing what he did. You know what I mean? Or like, for him doing what he did. And I think everyone's great in this movie. Will Smith, the woman that plays his wife, her name is escaping me, but she was fantastic. John Bernthal.
Oh yeah, I heard
put on
he was in the movie.
A funny ass accent, like it's ridiculous. Because the only thing I know John Bernthal from was The Punisher. And to see him in this role, I was like, yeah, this dude's great.
Yeah, John Bernthal's really cool.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is it's all about drive.
Oh my god.
But was it about power for King Richard?
God.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, I mean, it's a movie about Venus Williams and Serena Williams' father. But it also takes its time to shine on Venus and Serena. Yeah. Right, in their childhood growing up to be these tennis prodigies, right?
Yeah, it's tennis superstars.
Yeah. I mean, it's great. It's great. It's like a sports bio film.
Yeah. You know what's strange? I don't know if this really caught traction, but I saw this like screenshot of some people talking about the movie like pre-release, and there was someone who was mad about the movie, and then their claim was that they have it's a story about the two most like powerful women in tennis, but it focuses on their dad. And it was some like comment about like, why are we focusing on males in like patriarchal stuff, and I was like, that's kind of weird because like apparently someone was like, oh, but actually like Venus and Serena are like producers, and they said they wanted to do a story about their father. So I was like,
they wanted
to really go against them.
They wanted to pay tribute to the man
upbringing.
Yeah,
brought them.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
And like I got it from that angle, and I was like, oh, that's kind of a weird thing to get mad about.
yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed King Richard. I think it's a front runner for the Oscars coming up.
All right, nice.
And then I saw Tick Tick Boom.
Lin-Manuel
Miranda's directorial debut.
He had 2 movies this year. Was In the Heights this year?
Yeah, but he didn't direct it.
I know, but like, he had 2 things.
Yeah, I think he was a producer.
He wrote and directed, and he did like most of the
Tick Tick Boom.
Yeah, for Tick Tick Boom.
Well, I mean, so Tick Tick Boom it's a musical.
Yeah.
That Jonathan Larson created. It's like a bio-ish musical.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know, Jonathan Larson created Rent. And Rent was obviously a hit way back when it came out. But unfortunately, Jonathan Larson passed away the night before Rent debuted.
Oh.
Yeah. And so this was almost like Lin-Manuel Miranda's like tribute to him, and his work. And it is a fantastic film. I mean, it's his directorial debut, so there are, it's a little rough around the edges, which is whatever. I'm willing to put that aside. But I think, above all else, Andrew Garfield, holy shit, so fucking good in this film.
Yep.
So fucking good.
So I've heard.
I didn't know he was a singer. But
yeah, that's what I'm
apparently he can fucking
see.
sing,
Yeah.
which is amazing. Yeah, it's great, man. Is
the story of Tick Tick Boom about Jonathan Larson?
Yeah, it's about his life and John.
Oh, and is that who Andrew Garfield plays?
Yeah, Jonathan Larson. And
nice.
so basically, the film is about like Jonathan Larson, obviously, and he's about to turn 30, right? And he feels like he hasn't accomplished anything in his life because he keeps creating all these musicals, he keeps workshopping them, but no producer wants to, give him a chance. And there's this ticking sound placed throughout the film, which is like cleverly placed. And
oh my god, it's Christopher Nolan.
Oh Jesus.
I'm just kidding.
And it's like, there's this like ticking time bomb almost to where it's like I haven't accomplished anything and no one's giving me a chance, and I'm a starving artist and whatnot. But I think it's a great and like inspirational film, especially for someone like me and who wants to get into the creative field, right? And feeling that pressure of like, oh my god, I'm this old or whatever, and like I haven't done anything, blah blah blah. And I think it was great. I think it's a lot of fun. There's a song in there called Boho Days, and it's one of the most like lighthearted and charming things I've ever seen. Like I honestly keep singing it around the house. It's that fun. And for all like the Broadway fans out there, if you just so happen to be listening to us, there's some cameos in there that I think you guys would be delighted to see. I know I was jumping out of my seat when I saw 2 specific cameos from some Hamilton people. But just go check out the movie. It's really fun, and Andrew Garfield is just great in it.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then the latest film I saw, which I literally saw this like an hour ago, Passing. I believe it's Rebecca Hall's directorial debut.
That's Tessa Thompson in it, right?
Ruth Negga, Tessa Thompson. I think one of the Skarsgård siblings are in there. Dude, it's a great film. I think, Rebecca Hall, I don't, she's just having a year.
Yeah,
after Godzilla vs. Kong, after The Night House, and now she's directing. Like,
that's very
good
true.
For her.
She has a very busy year.
Yeah.
Never occurred to me until you brought it up. That's crazy.
So basically, the film is about these 2 women who've known each other when they were children, but now they meet. These 2 black women that pass as white, and it takes place in the 20s. And in the film, there's a lot of obviously discrimination. There's a lot of racism that they encounter. But there is a lot of layers to this film. And I don't think me talking about it for like 2 minutes is gonna really do it justice.
Yeah.
But I think I think it's just wonderful.
Nice.
I think you should check it out.
Okay.
It's on Netflix.
How long is the movie?
It's really short. It's like an hour and a half.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it's great.
Nice.
Rebecca Hall crafted a fantastic film. And then as the year's wrapping up, Spider-Man No Way Home's coming out at the end of the year.
And this guy already got tickets.
Yeah. I got tickets, and then I got backup tickets.
God damn.
And so
is that just an excuse to watch it twice? I feel like you're just gonna watch it twice.
No, it's because when I went to go watch Eternals, something happened at the theater where I couldn't make it.
Yes.
Or like
about that. Yeah.
And so I don't want it to happen again. But so I'm doing my annual MCU rewatch, in chronological order. So I watched Captain America: The First Avenger, Captain Marvel, Iron Man 2, Incredible Hulk, Thor, Avengers, Thor: The Dark World, Iron Man 3, Winter Soldier, both Guardians movies, and then Age of Ultron.
That's what you watched so far?
Yeah. One every day.
Yeah, motherfucking damn.
Yeah, I mean, like, right now it's just, like, more so just to entertain me, right?
Yeah, something to put on.
And plus, I just love, I love the franchise, for better or for worse. And yeah, I'm just having a good time with it.
Nice.
I've also been watching Hawkeye.
There's been shit, I have to start that.
Yeah, there's been 3 episodes so far. And Hawkeye's a lot of fun. It's Christmas. It's a Christmas show.
Yeah, speaking
Christmas
about
theme.
that, don't worry, guys. We'll tackle this question later on in the episode. But these are just teasers.
Yeah.
Home Alone, Hawkeye. You guys might get an idea of where we're going with this.
It's a Christmas themed Marvel series, and honestly, it's a lot of fun. It's very small scale compared to everything else that they've done this year. Very, very small scale, and I really appreciate it for that. Because if there's one thing I really love about this series so far, it's Haley Steinfeld.
Oh, yep.
And Jeremy Renner, just their relationship and their like energy, it's just so much fun, and I love it. And I can't wait for the series to go on. The first 2 episodes dropped. Episode 3 dropped a couple of days ago or yesterday.
All right, excellent. I got a lot to catch up on.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. But that's pretty much all the movies I watched. Yeah, I mean I'd say it was a pretty solid time past 2 weeks.
Nice. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, considering I already watched like half of these movies before, so yeah. Anyways, Josh, what did you watch?
Oh man, you're in for a doozy because after that long list of movies Regan watched, I watched 2.5 Things.
There you go. There you go. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about.
So speaking of Haley Steinfeld, I'll start off with this one because it'll lead into my discussion about the subsequent one movie I watched this week. I finished the Netflix show Arcane.
Ooh.
A League of Legends story. That's a joke against Star Wars, Solo, a Star Wars story.
Yeah, you were telling me about this last time you were doing this.
And that was around the time when the first 3 episodes just dropped and then the show finished last week. And I think it's pretty great. It's on the cusp of being like amazing in my mind because man, that's such a huge bias for me because like the main character of the show, so there's 2. One voiced by Haley Steinfeld. Ooh! And the other girl is voiced by Ella Purnell, I think is her name, but for those
that sounds familiar.
I'm getting there because you guys probably know her
for
being the daughter in Army of the Dead. Kate. Yeah, her. And yeah, the character played by Ella Purnell, her name is Powder. In the video game, her name is Jinx. And she's one of my favorite characters in the video game to play as. But like just from like looking at her and her behavior and whatnot, if you see gameplay of this character, you kind of imagine that she's like a Harley Quinn knockoff. That is 100% where they got the inspiration for the character from. But the way that this show dives into purely the psychology of the characters and dealing with like siblings and family and whatnot, like that's the main forefront of the show. And just the strong foundation and wanting to talk about those things regarding these 2 characters, it doesn't require any knowledge of like the game to appreciate it, which I think is the craziest part because in League currently the roster of characters is 153 and they focused the show on 5 of those characters that this one event in the grand scheme of the world. There's this one event that happens, and it shows how it affects this handful of characters, these 5 characters, and they all have something so interesting to like do and talk about. It's like, so Haley Steinfeld plays the other main character. Her name's Vi, who is also a champion in League of Legends, and Vi and Jinx are sisters, and the main crux of the show is this sibling relationship they have and how it transpires based on the events of like the show, because it gets fucking crazy and it gets surprisingly dark, especially by the 3rd episode. I was kind of flabbergasted with like this one specific sequence. For anybody that has watched it, you probably know what I'm talking about, but it is a train of emotion just fucking hits you. It is really tragic. The show is really tragic, and it's really sad. It starts off like, so the show is broken up into 9 episodes, and each 3 episodes are an act essentially. Act 1 and Act 3 are the strongest. It starts and ends amazingly. The middle is good, but in the context of the first and 3rd act, you could tell it's weaker, because like they're kind of like moving the pieces and getting everything in place until it hits you with the last, like the very last shot of the show is so fucking like, it's dour. It's pretty depressing.
Oh shit.
I was shocked with like how I felt, because like throughout the show, naturally they're gonna give references to characters' abilities and their like styles and whatnot and what they do in the game. It's like Regan doesn't play League, so he doesn't really like, I don't think he would understand like the reference of like how the show ends, but they finally show off the character Jinx, her like ultimate ability, like her big move. It's essentially a giant rocket, and it shows like the absolute shattering of her character, and it's like represented so many times in like this one sequence where like everything culminates to this one moment where she absolutely loses it, and she essentially becomes a terrorist, and it's fucking sad. Like the way it ends, it's phenomenal.
Okay.
And I recommend everybody go watch it. Each episode's about 45 minutes, and it's 9 episodes. Season 2 just got announced, and I'm so excited for it. Even if you don't play League, I think Arcane did a really good job of reducing these characters down to just like motivations that you could like latch onto and understand, and then build the like, they use these like themes, motivations as the skeleton, and then they put the League of Legends code of paint like on top of it. So you actually have characters that like are actually pretty well rounded.
Oh, nice.
And you just have a lot of fun following them. Not only that, but the music also, like all like the technical aspects. I'm actually pretty surprised to say that like a video game property has so much attention to detail in its art style, art direction, cinematography, and music. Because there's some sequences in this show where I was like, holy shit, like I felt it, like I felt the hype, I felt the sad. I went through an array of emotions like watching this. I'm actually shocked that a video game property did this to me, because video game properties are notorious for being bad adaptations.
Really? You didn't like Mortal Kombat?
Shut up. Shut up. We don't talk about that. More on combat. Oh my god. But yeah, Arcane is probably the best thing I've watched recently. I give it a really strong 8.
Oh, nice.
I really did like it.
Yeah.
Now, piggybacking off of that, the one movie I watched just so happens to be a video game adaptation of one of my favorite series of all times. Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City is god awful, but man, is it funny as a fan. But the thing about this movie is that for those uninitiated with the Resident Evil series, there are 8 mainline games and like a whole slew of spin-offs that like have this super expanded world and lore, and the movie tries to summarize and stitch together the first 2 games into one movie. One hour and 47-minute long movie, and it does it terribly. The movie is busy winking at the camera. It's too busy recreating like iconic moments and shots from the games to no avail. It just looks so bad and like corny, like a fan film. It's so funny to watch, like trying to translate from a game to a movie and how just like terribly they fail at everything. And the movie is so busy making references and trying to like justify its Easter egg moments that it leaves all the parts in between so unenjoyable. It's just like, come on, let me just get to the next reference so I can point and laugh at it, or like point and be like, I recognize that, I know that, I clapped. But no, it is awful. And I think it's kind of crazy that like I liked Arcane so much and I just hate this movie. And it kind of like brings into question about like the obsession or like the want for producers to make video game adaptations or like, you know, like movie adaptations of games, because one part that like, you know, video games obviously have over like film is the interactivity. Right. So like the fun of Resident Evil is the fact that it's this super ridiculous story, plot, and premise, but it's the fact that you're controlling it. And the fear, it's a horror series, and the fear comes from the fact that you're in control, and if you die, you feel it. Like it's your decision that you died and stuff like that. Like you messed up.
Right.
When you just watch people like go through the motions, and if you know the characters and you know they survive and stuff like that, it's kind of fucked up, where it's just like it removes a big chunk of the fun that you get from Resident Evil movies. So it's like Resident Evil does not serve itself to be a great jumping off point for like a video game adaptation. Just a film adaptation of a video game series. Just look at Paul W.S. Anderson's 9 other movies of the Resident Evil series. Just hot garbage. But that didn't really follow the formula of like a Resident Evil game. Now, with that in mind, I thought League of Legends, of all things, would be impossible to make some type of coherent like story out of. But they decided to just focus on like a singular idea and a singular cast of characters. They don't need to reference all like 150 fucking champions or like anything like that. There are like small little Easter eggs that happen in between like the big moments to like I said, the in between moments for Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. In between like the Easter egg moments, it's just like lifeless. In League, it's kind of like, in Arcane, it's kind of the opposite, where there are these big story moments that are predicated on the fact that these characters are actually well written, and then they sprinkle in the fan service in between the stuff so it doesn't take the forefront of like the enjoyment.
Right.
And I just think it's kind of crazy that like producers and studios like want to keep on doing this. Like there's a trailer for that Uncharted movie with Tom Holland, and it's again just a bunch of moments from the Uncharted movies, from the Uncharted games. If you didn't know, Uncharted is essentially like video game Indiana Jones. Yeah. And the fun of it is the fact that like the games are heralded as like playable movies because of how bombastic and crazy you could get with like the digital medium and, you know, like all the crazy stuff you could do. And it's the fact that instead of watching Harrison Ford do like all the crazy stunts, you're doing it, you're controlling it, and you feel in control. That's where the fun of it comes from, the interactivity. So the fact that they're making an Uncharted movie that seems to be just chock full of moments from the games, I'm like, what's the point?
Right.
It's just so odd. But yeah, that's my whole tirade on video game stuff, and also praising something, because Arcane is really fucking good. Yeah. And the half movie I watched, I still need to finish it. I watched half of the movie Annette, starring Adam Driver and Marion Cotillard. And it's a French movie. It's very French. It's a rock opera musical. And from what I watched, so I only watched half of it because I watched it at like 11 p.m. and it was after I had like done a bunch of stuff for like Thanksgiving and like hung out with like family and friends. So I was pretty tired and I wanted to watch this movie before this podcast. And I got through half of it and I was pretty intrigued, mainly by Adam Driver's character. I thought like his like what he represents and like his themes and whatnot reminded me of one of my favorite things that came out this year, which is a Netflix special called Inside, Bo Burnham's Inside. And his like monologue moments, because his character's a stand-up comedian, and he uses comedy and the platform of standing in front of a bunch of people as like monologuing to himself, and he's using the audience as like a stand-in for himself, so he's like talking to himself this whole time, and people are just laughing thinking it's a joke, but really he's like, it's like a cry for help, and he's like trying to like work through it. And I thought that was like so cool, and then it reminded me of something that I really like, so I really latched onto it. And the music is like, it's a bit off kilter because it's mainly written by a band called the Sparks Brothers, or Sparks I think is their name, and apparently they're like really famous and influential for inspiring a lot of like pop radio rock tropes and stuff like that, but like nobody knows like about them. Like they don't know about like how to connect this trope to this route which leads to them, and they've apparently spawned like a bunch of like ideas and stuff that everybody uses in their music.
Oh, nice.
And they made the music. It's kind of strange, like the performance pieces and whatnot, and I was really interested in what comes next. I still have to finish it. I will probably finish it by the time the next podcast happens, and I'll probably have more than 3 things to talk about. But yeah, that's what I consumed this week.
Nice.
Oh yeah, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, that's just like a 2, bro. It was awful.
Oh,
man, is it so funny.
All right, well, looks like you got to finish Annette.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I thought you were gonna go like, I thought you were gonna say something.
Oh no, I mean,
I thought it was gonna be like a these nuts joke or something.
No,
Annette these nuts.
yeah, I don't know what else there is to say.
So how about a word from our sponsor?
Yeah, there you go. So if you're like me and Josh and you want to make your own podcast, why not use Anchor? It's the easiest way to make a podcast. So there are certain tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and anywhere that podcasts can be listened to. On top of that, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. And it's free. So what are you guys waiting for? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. It's the most beautiful time of the year. So much cheer. I should be playing in the winter snow.
Isn't that
but
the
I'ma
Justin
be
Bieber
under
song?
the mistletoe.
Oh my goodness.
With you, shawty, with you, shawty, with you. Okay, that's enough.
We have enough singing. Man, we have
Happy December.
2 musical bits this
happy December, folks. It's the most wonderful time of the year. My favorite holiday. And I guess Josh and I are going to discuss some of our favorite holiday films, Christmas films.
Or since me and Regan were deliberating on it and we couldn't come up with many, maybe movies to watch when it's cold out.
Yeah.
Something nice to watch.
Yeah,
by the fire.
or films that could be considered Christmas films.
That is true.
So you know, Josh, what's your favorite Christmas film? If you have one.
Christmas movie.
I have one.
Oh Jesus! What's something that I could watch around this time? That's crazy because like the only one that's coming to my mind instantly shot up to my head is Elf.
Dude, that's my favorite. That's my favorite Christmas movie.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna be in agreement on that one. It's gonna be
Dude,
Elf.
Elf, directed by Jon Favreau. Come on.
Oh yes,
It's
excellent.
so much fun.
Santa's
coming to town. Santa.
Oh my god. But yeah, Christmas movies. They're kind of an interesting bunch because like whenever I think of like a Christmas movie, I think of about something romantic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, because like we
it's
already have technically a holiday for
it's
that.
getting
It's fucking
cold.
Valentine's
It's
Day.
getting cold. You know, you need someone to
snuggle
up with. You know what I'm saying?
You got me?
I mean, shit. I mean, we're here. Might as well. I'm on your bed already.
Damn.
I might as well.
Anyways, it's like, yeah, there's like a bunch of those like holiday movies that are about like people like getting together and whatnot. Like the biggest offender, me and Regan were just talking about this, Hallmark Channel.
I fucking can't stand any of those damn movies.
Motherfuckers just like, they're like made from a factory, bro. Like they have the same template on their Final Cut Pro, just dropping in like white man, white woman. They're just
Just a bunch of white people.
And then it's just like sprinkling it with like conflict,
ex-girlfriend or person they met on vacation or whatever the fuck.
And then they don't talk about their problems with each other. Miscommunication, the number one plot device to get the movie moving forward. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I can't really say that like I know many Christmas movies other than the big ones like we got
Home
Alone, Elf.
Yep.
Die Hard.
I guess it's a holiday film or a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
Christmas, I mean that's the whole point is he needs to get home to his kid and his wife for Christmas.
And if we're gonna go off that metric, then Iron Man 3.
Sure, I guess. I mean, like at the end, like at the final battle, he goes, "It's Christmas, take him to church." So.
Yep, hell yeah.
I mean, I guess.
I'll have people know that I'm actually a supporter of the Mandarin twist.
You know what? Because I watched it recently, I actually liked it a lot more. Like,
I think it's funny.
Like initially, like when Iron Man 3 came out, I was like, "Yeah, what the fuck is that? What the fucking movie?" But now it's like, oh, you know what? Like a lot of the story beats make sense. Like,
I just think it's funny how they
really
had
good.
Ben Kingsley sitting around with a beer watching soccer, going ole 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 ole.
He's here, but he's not here. He's here, but he's not here.
And then he's like talking to Tony Stark, and then in the middle of the sentence, he just like falls asleep.
Yeah, no, but that movie's a lot of fun, and yeah, you're right. It is centered around Christmas.
I like the angle of just like. I guess a lot of people were kind of peeved off by the movie because it's not an Iron Man movie, but more so a Tony Stark
it's a Tony Stark movie.
And I really like that.
Yeah.
Like that whole stuff about him dealing with like depression, PTSD, and like kind of like being rattled by like all that stuff. I thought that shit was tight.
No, it is. Like, and again, I'm coming around to that movie because initially when I watched that movie, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Where's Iron Man?
And then like the creativity regarding like the idea of him losing his suit and like sure he meets a shithead kid, but like him like thinking on the fly to make that like microwave bomb to blow up that woman, and then the finale when he's jumping through all of his all
of the suits that he made.
Yeah. And it's just like, oh, it's a character moment. Like, he doesn't need the pseudo armor, you know? Even though Pepper comes in and just kicks the shit out of Guy Pearce.
And even though in the following movies after Iron Man 3, he becomes Iron Man again. But
yeah.
I mean...
That's neither here nor there. We still needed Iron Man. Yeah. But, yeah. Actually a big fan of Iron Man 3.
No, it's really good.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. I enjoyed that movie. But yeah, anyways, Christmas movies.
Holiday movies.
Yeah, holiday movies.
In terms of, like...
Polar Express.
Oh, yeah.
Polar Express comes to mind. I mean, like...
Dude, the only thing I think about Polar Express is that fucking shithead kid with the glasses, and he's like, hey, have you ever heard of this, that, you know?
You look like him.
Fuck you, bro.
I'm kidding. But,
I'm just like, actually?
But yeah, the Polar Express, the CGI trips me out sometimes, man.
Yeah, because it hits that uncanny valley.
Oh, absolutely. Robert Zemeckis, bro. He
was a big fan of those, like, 3D animated, almost realism, but, like... You could tell it's fake because of how the skin is rendered and how...
Dude, Mars Needs Moms? Come on.
Yes. Beowulf?
Oh! Don't get me started on Beowulf. But,
Jesus.
But I think, like, just the idea of, like, these kids...
Mars Needs Moms.
Jesus. All right. But getting back to it, like, but like, the Polar Express and, like, just the idea of these kids, like, going to meet Santa on Christmas Day. Yeah. Right? It's just whimsical. And it's just... I don't know. Mm-hmm. I think it's a good time. Personally.
Oh, you know what? I actually thought about another Christmas movie. You ever heard of a movie called Krampus?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's like a horror movie.
Yeah,
it's like a silly movie about like the evil anti-Santa.
Yeah, and he like takes kids or some shit.
Yeah, he like steals like the naughty kids and puts them like in his bag and stuff like
Jesus
that.
Christ.
The director of Krampus made the second Godzilla movie. I think that's the same guy, Michael Dougherty.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like a comedy movie. I was gonna pick something along those lines, but in terms of like a movie that like represents like the season and like just like the coldness and something that I really enjoy, like just the idea. I'm a big fan of the cold weather, so naturally I think like a movie like The Thing.
The Thing, oh my!
I would consider that my Christmas movie because
bro,
of the...
you say The Thing when you talked about like the cold weather and whatnot. Yeah. I thought of Frozen.
Bruh. Christmas movie? Do they have Christmas?
No, I mean it's not Christmas, but like I mean like it has again that like whimsical feel to it, right?
I was gonna say like, do they have Christmas in? Where do they live? What place do they?
Arendelle.
They got Christmas there.
I can't believe
Can we get some Disney fans to check that for us in the wiki?
Oh, dude, I've seen Frozen so many times. I'm pretty sure.
Oh my goodness! Did you see Frozen 2? I actually never saw it.
I did. I don't think it's as good as the first one.
Naturally.
Yeah. But I mean, have you seen like National Lampoon's Christmas? Like
no,
whatever?
I haven't actually.
I mean, like I think I've never seen any of the other ones, but I think like in general, like National Lampoon is just meant to be this wild, zany, like family like story, like right. And like the events that transpire in that Christmas movie is just insane.
Wait, no, I actually have an even better example for my favorite Christmas movie.
Okay.
Stop the Presses. My favorite fucking Christmas movie is Alvin and the Chipmunks.
What? There is a Christmas movie?
I think so. I mean, they have a song called where they sing about Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah, I think it's the first movie.
Interesting.
Yeah, dude.
I don't like the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies.
Yeah, they're fucking dog shit.
But what else? Oh, like the Santa Claus movies with like Tim Allen.
Oh, Tim Allen, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I think I really like the first one because it's just this random corporate dude that has to become Santa Claus.
Yeah.
And it's just this wild ride, and it's about him like, you know, not rekindling, but like building this relationship with his son because you know him and his wife divorced or whatever. And I'm like, oh, it's a really sweet like lighthearted movie, and I really enjoy that. However, I think the sequels kind of flew off the rails because like it introduced like Jack Frost or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that I remember seeing
like,
the commercials for that as a kid.
Yeah, and I feel like it just kind of lost the heart at that point.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what other Christmas movies, dude.
I'm at a loss. Christmas movies.
Me too.
The 90 Hallmark movies. I gotta catch up on the Hallmark lore, bro.
Oh, have you seen It's a Wonderful Life? Like from the old movie, the old black and white one?
Or like
I've never seen it.
Mm-hmm.
But I heard
I
it's
know
really good.
the story and like the ideas of It's a Wonderful Life have been recreated to death in multiple different like properties and whatnot. You know what's the one I remember actually? What? The Fairly Odd Parents. They had an episode where Timmy wished he didn't exist and what life would be like.
Jesus.
I think that's also kind of like, what's that movie? A Christmas Carol?
Don't get me started, dude. That movie's weird.
Hey,
I don't.
Robert Zemeckis, dude. It has that same tone, dude. Like dude, the way the CGI.
Jim
looks.
Carrey, dude, as the what's his name? Scrooge McDuck. Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, that one's a weird one too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Christmas movies are weird. Can't say it's my favorite holiday for like movies, you know.
Oh yeah,
because the only thing I think about in the Christmas season is like Oscar season. Christmas season means Oscar season for me.
Yeah.
So you know, my Christmas movies are like 3 Billboards outside Ebbings, Missouri, and stuff like that.
La La Land.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Moonlight.
Oh yeah. Let's fucking.
Parasite's my favorite Christmas movie.
There we go. No Man Land's mine.
Oh shit. But anyways, going off of that, what would you say is like a really strong like holiday for like movies and stuff like that, like where there are movies like based around the holiday?
Oh, Easter, bro.
Or like the holiday is like represented in the movie, or like the vibe and whatnot. I brought up The Thing and how like it makes me think of the cold weather and like, you know, stuff like that. So do you have any movies in mind?
I mean, I brought up Easter as a joke, but I mean like a lot of the films that come like that are considered like Easter films are very like religious films.
Yeah.
Right?
Any movies about the Easter Bunny?
Yeah, Peter Rabbit with James Corden. Yeah, I don't know. Easter. I mean, Halloween, obviously.
You know,
right?
I'm biased. I'm gonna say fucking Halloween.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's
Valentine's Day.
There's the Halloween movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder.
Yeah. Valentine's Day, I guess.
That's just like. It used to be like the time for like rom-coms and whatnot, and
really?
like, you know, that used to be like the thing. You know, go with your date to go see the newest. Go see The Notebook or something like that. I don't even know if that came out that time.
Dude, St. Patrick's Day, dude.
Dude, Luck of the Irish? Do you know that movie?
That's just cash, bro.
That shit's hella cash. Dude, I was going over this with Cindy and how crazy the initial premise of the movie is, where Irish kid has to play basketball for his grandpa's soul It's like,
Dude, let's go. He's dropping 23 points a game, bro, just for his grandpa.
You know what it is? It's Yu-Gi-Oh for Irish people.
That's what I said, Yu-Gi-Oh.
And you know what's crazy? The movie is like crazy, like stereotypical. Why'd they go to a potato chip factory, bro?
I forgot about that.
That shit is crazy.
You look at the Irish, and like I remember there was a part in that film where they take their time to talk about what it means to be an immigrant. And like what it means to be an immigrant in the United States. And like I was like
juxtaposed with them going to a potato chip
dude,
factory, dunking basketballs.
Juxtaposed to them going back in time.
And then playing like medieval games, and then at the very end he's like, final game, basketball. Shit. And then
Dude, look at the Irish.
The main villain at the end, he loses and he shrinks into a small.
Oh, you know what? Speaking of holidays, I believe it's Hanukkah, or did Hanukkah pass? It's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
You ever seen that Disney Channel original movie, Full Court Miracle?
Oh,
it's about basketball as well.
Oh my god!
And it's about this like Jewish, I believe, high school. Don't quote me on that. And how they're struggling to get a win, and so they recruit this like NBA player, this down on his luck NBA player, to be their coach. But it's juxtaposed to these stories from the Jewish Bible.
Oh my goodness!
And they talk about like all these figures and all these heroes in that story, and it inspires them to start winning these games.
Disney Channel movies are ambitious, bro. This is crazy. You know what's also interesting? Why are there so many Disney Channel movies about basketball? We got
dude, fucking Luck of the Irish, fucking the one that, Full Court Miracle, High School Musical 1, 2, and 3,
Air Bud,
Air fucking Bud.
Let's go. What were we talking about again?
I don't know.
St. Patrick's Day.
Fucking what other holidays are there?
Are there any movies about New Year's?
High School Musical.
God, what haven't they done? I think they've tackled every single holiday in High School Musical.
I don't know. New Year's?
So funny. I really. Is that really considered?
Hold on. I'm trying to think. There's this movie at the tip of my tongue. I don't fucking know.
Oh my goodness. But yeah.
Oh, Iron Man 3. The beginning takes place during New Year.
That is true.
Y2K.
Oh, you're right.
But yeah, I mean, aside from that, I don't know. Are there any films about tax season?
Tax season? What is it? The Wolf of Wall Street? Tax evasion and like committing debauchery.
If you guys haven't figured it out by now, Josh and I have no idea what to talk about for the rest of this episode.
But we're just shooting the shit.
Yeah.
This is what goes on. You guys are getting the true Coworkers experience.
Oh,
this is what happens at work.
Oh yeah.
But
hold on. Let me look through these movies of yours.
Oh my goodness.
Because he organized it fairly well. For Veterans Day, you can watch Inglourious Bastards.
That is true.
Sorry, I don't mean to offend any veterans out there, but
Dunkirk.
Let's see. It's down here. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Kind of about a loss. Hawkeye is centered around Christmas.
Yep, that's the whole crux of the series. Is that it's like another Die Hard situation. It's like Clint has to get back home to his family for Christmas. That's the whole crux of the film or of the show. And so far it's working fairly well, and I really enjoy the Christmas vibes. And like you said, the cold weather, like a snow-filled New York, it's like
it's tight.
Yeah, it's tight, and I really enjoy it. If you want to celebrate like the anniversary of the moon landing, you can watch 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Dude, just one first man, Damien Chazelle. It's about landing on the moon.
Fuck. I don't. I'm at a loss, dude.
Yeah.
I'm at a loss.
Oh, speaking of, we were talking about Valentine's Day. I actually have a weird movie associated with that month, the month of February.
Okay.
And around the time of Valentine's Day.
Okay.
One of the movies I watched and one theater experience I remember vividly is the Lego movie.
Okay.
Because it came out that time, and I guess that's my that's my Valentine's Day movie. When I get a girlfriend and it's Valentine's Day, I'm gonna sit her down. We're gonna watch the Lego movie all day. That shit's awesome.
All right,
everything is awesome.
Let me ask you this, Josh. I guess just to round off this episode.
Okay. Try to tie up these loose thoughts together.
Yeah. What is your favorite Christmas memory?
My favorite Christmas memory?
Yeah, if you had one.
Oh shit. I remember this one Christmas where it was around the time when the Nintendo Wii came out.
Oh,
and
shit.
everybody was trampling all over each other to try and fucking get one. And my mom went out to like Target at like 7 a.m. and was lucky enough to get one because she told us a story about how she went out and they were so in demand that at Target they were giving out tickets to people. It's kind of like when you go to like, what is it, like Seafood City or something. They gotta take a number for like the raw fish. So it's like that.
Number 54. Number 54. Your shrimp is ready.
Your tilapia's ready. So anyways, so like, they handed out tickets, and my mom didn't get one, but apparently there was this like woman who couldn't afford one, so she gave it to my mom, and my mom came home with a Wii. And we played Wii Sports all fucking day, dude.
Yo,
it was so tight.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I think that's like my most fun Christmas memory.
Nice. Well, I have two. The first one.
Oh, shit.
Josh knows one of it. I have two, but linking back to the Polar Express, I remember in second grade.
Yeah.
Miss Raj's class. Shout out Miss Raj. I doubt you're listening to this, but if you are, shout out. You're amazing. You know, because usually at that time, right, winter break is about to happen. You do nothing. You do no work, right? You just celebrate
Very
Christmas,
true,
right?
Yep.
I think it was like
so relaxing.
and I think like they were like, yeah, guys, it's okay for you to wear your pajamas too. You know, like get into the Christmas spirit and whatnot. Handing out. I think our principal was handing out candy canes, right? I think we were singing Christmas music and all that. And then in Miss Rogers' class, I think she made us hot chocolate. And like we were reading like Christmas poems, and then we watched the Polar Express. And yeah, that was a fun time. I mean, I think that's one of my like earliest Christmas memories, probably.
Great.
But yeah, it's like moments like those, like when I was a kid, like that's what really made Christmas for me.
Yeah.
Right. Like anticipating, like, oh my God, school's gonna end. It's gonna be winter break, and then Christmas is gonna come, and I'm gonna get all these presents. Right. It's always a good time, and I wish I had that memory, but I don't know, guess not. And then there's this other memory that I had. Josh knows this.
I told
him about this. KJ, if you're listening, I told you this a couple days ago at work. Okay, so I forgot how old I was, but I was really into Bionicle.
Oh,
right?
Shit.
I forgot which series of Bionicle I was in, but I was collecting all of them. I had almost all of them, right? And
except for one.
And it was this green Bionicle, and I really, really wanted it. And mind you, for Christmas, like when I was younger, like I had like 3 separate lists. I had one for Santa, one for my parents, one for my grandparents. So I would just my siblings and I were just spoiled with gifts, right? And I had to ask my grandparents, hey, I want this green Bionicle because I really want it, and it'll complete my collection, right? Christmas Day comes. I'm opening my presents. I'm all excited because I'm getting all these different presents. My Josh can't hold his fucking laughter. My grandparents hand me their present for me, and I'm like, wait a minute, this box isn't in the shape of a Bionicle. It is way too thin.
Regan's critical thinking. That's when he found out what critical thinking was.
It is way too thin to put a Bionicle package in it. I open it up, and it's a green sweater. And as a kid, I just saw red. I lose my shit, right? I'm like, that's not a Bionicle. That's not a Bionicle. What the fuck is it? I'm like, it's Christmas Day, mind you. I'm losing my shit. I'm losing my shit on Christmas Day, right? Being a fucking asshat, spoiled ass fucking brat, right? And then my parents, they're laughing their ass off. My grandparents are having the time of their life seeing me freak out. And they're like, wait a minute. No, look under it. Look under it. It was a gift card to Lego. And then I saw it. I held it in my hand. I freak out again. I'm like, oh, what the fuck is this? I wanted my fucking Bionicle. Where the fuck is my Bionicle? Yeah, I can't tell you if I can't tell you if I used that gift card to get that Bionicle, but I can tell you that is one of my earlier Christmas memories.
Holy shit. You know how you're always talking about being inspired for like a short film?
Yeah.
Dude, you got one right there.
Oh, dude, I'm hella
I don't know
down.
how you.
I am so fucking down to do that. Dude.
That is fucking phenomenal. Like, man, that story. Insane.
Dude, Josh, where's my green Bionicle, bro?
Where is it?
No, I'm just
Did
kidding.
you watch Eternals? There's a bunch of Bionicles in there. Oh my god.
But yeah, Christmas. Merry Christmas,
happy holidays,
everyone. Happy
everyone.
holidays.
I hope that these stories put you in the mood and stuff like that. You know what's crazy? You're talking about Santa and stuff like that. I was gonna tell you like how immersed were you in like as a young kid? Like, were you heartbroken when you found out Santa didn't exist?
Really?
Because like every year, like as far as I can remember, my mom would always just be like, "What do you want?" Like it's never like, "Oh, Santa's gonna get this for you." Fuck no, we didn't believe in Santa. My mom was
Damn.
like, I'm gonna get it.
Nah. I mean,
They didn't even try. Sometimes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like when I was a kid, like yeah, I believe in Santa, but I think it's just gradually over time. It's like, yeah, Santa's not real.
Yeah, mine was fucking quick. My mom, it's like my dreams and aspirations.
Bro, out of the womb, Santa's not fucking real, Josh.
Yeah, that's the first thing.
Santa's not fucking real to you and your siblings.
I know. It's like growing up, dude, just yoinked like out of the air. It's like, oh, is Santa real? My mom's like, no. Oh my god, it was great.
Yeah.
Damn though, the holidays.
Holidays, happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah, I hope everybody's staying safe and enjoying the cold weather. If this is your vibe and whatnot.
Spend some time with some family if you can safely. You know. Sing some Christmas songs. Watch some Christmas movies. Except Hallmark movies. Don't watch those.
Yeah, please don't watch
Please.
those. Oh, okay. Last thing about holiday movies. Okay. I rewatched Spider-Man 1 and 2, the Raimi Spider-Man 1 and 2 movies.
Nice.
And did you realize, did it occur to you that Spider-Man 1 is a Thanksgiving movie?
Oh, right, because the Thanksgiving parade, right?
Thanksgiving parade. The scene at the dinner table with the turkey and Willem Dafoe licking his fingers after touching the fucking whatever Aunt May baked. It was so weird. It's a Christmas movie. It's a Thanksgiving movie. My favorite Thanksgiving movie.
Nice.
And yeah, I guess that's it.
Yeah. I'm about to go back home, get some pumpkin pie, get into the season.
What kind of pie?
Pumpkin pie. I just said it. Pumpkin pie.
Oh, I thought you just said get some pie.
No, pumpkin pie. Yeah, anyways.
Sounds like it goes hard.
Yeah. Well, if you guys enjoyed this podcast, or please let us know. Let us know what you think. Please give these movies that we talked about a watch. If you can figure out what movies we were talking about, because we just kept rambling for like an hour straight. But yeah, give us a follow on Instagram at coworkers.podcast. And I'm Regan.
And I'm Josh.
Happy holidays, folks.
Good night, everyone. Have a wonderful Christmas season.